Hello. Thank you for coming to see my exhibit at the Barns of Rosehill. I'm Nancy Polo, and this is a collection of 32 works that explores the concept of real women who work. The Barns is a great venue where musicians come from all over the world. I was lucky to have the Bumper Jacksons join me on my opening night. The lower gallery at the Barns can accommodate a wide variety of work. The intention with my show was to display the paintings as a series of conversations and a larger discussion of how women balance the many roles they perform in life. This group of 3 paintings is a conversation on performance. A portrait of lead singer Jess Elliott Meyer of the Bumper Jacksons is flanked by 2 portraits, one of Miss Nicole Davis and the other of her 7th grade student, Catherine Meyer. These are dramatic paintings in jeweled tones against a dark background. The contrast in colors combined with the bold hand gestures are meant to express fearlessness. These ladies are regal on stage. At Jess's shoulders stand her 2 greatest musical influences, Bessie Smith and Patsy Cline, while Catherine stands alone holding her arm in the air as she plays Rafiki in The Lion King. The process of aging is a difficult topic for everyone. As caregivers, women are often expected to herald and make smooth all stages of life, from birth to death. With these 3 paintings, I wanted to explore the passage of time for women at the beginning, middle, and end of a lifespan. Aging is a mystery, solved 1 year at a time. The lines that crisscross these paintings are no more definitive than the passing of days. It's not linear, but prismatic and ever-shifting. Body image is where our inner self faces the outer world. What we project may not coincide with what we feel. I painted 2 portraits to explore this. The first is a triple portrait of Stacy Chapman. Stacy transforms her body in an outward show of inner strength that is highly prized. What can take greater strength, however, is living with our inner critic. I asked my best friend before I painted All Eyes on You, "What do you think when you put your face on in the morning?" She responded, "I work toward a mask of perfection to show myself as confident and capable, even when I don't feel it." Motherhood can be the most challenging role. I look to my friends for guidance. A good friend lost 2 adult sons, one to suicide and one to drug overdose, in the span of 2 months. To better understand her grief and my own fear of loss, I painted. The result is this powerful image with 2 mothers standing as bookends to a surreal scene. My friend reaches out to me as my 2 blindfolded sons stumble in the middle ground. Behind them is a tree with sinister roots in the shape of a hand holding a needle. On either side of this tragic painting are 2 much brighter portraits of early motherhood. La Madonna di Gisbenti, a modern version of Italian Renaissance painting, shows a young mother gazing down at her baby boy. His honest gaze is direct and makes him seem much wiser than his age. In Subway Madonna, a slightly older mother shields her sleeping son as she offers a seat next to her. Her pleading eyes seem to apologize for taking too much room on the train. The poster behind her, however, reminds us that all dreamers deserve a spot in this world. Middle school. That transition from girlhood can't be painted enough. In Las Meninas 2.0, I pay homage to Las Meninas by Diego Velázquez, painted in 1656. In this version, the princess is Eleanor, a 10-year-old child in a marionette costume. Although she is not destined to be queen, facing adolescence in the 21st century can be equally daunting. In another painting, 2 7th-grade girls in silly costumes face each other with fierce looks. Talk to the Hands is a second scene from Powhatan School's 2018 production of The Lion King. Young women need to process all emotions, especially intense anger. Thank goodness for opportunities like school plays to channel powerful feelings. In 2017, I joined Indivisible, a grassroots movement to counter our country's backward slide into hatred and fear. Cleo, a true Virginia Bluebell, honors my friend and activist. With roots in Pakistan, Korea, and New York, Cleo is a real American, a daughter of immigrants looking to secure a better future for everyone. In Virginia Bluebells, This is Grassroots, I painted a frieze of women who spoke on the lawn of the Capitol in Richmond. Their goal was to expand Medicaid to cover 400,000 Virginians without health insurance. They succeeded. Just as the perennial Virginia Bluebell, activists and delegates proved their resilience and inner strength can change a bleak landscape. Little girls are watching as we set an example. What better way is there to show them the future than by paving their path with light and optimism in the face of hatred and fear? Growing and producing food is a powerful way for real women to usher in a better future. I manage a farm-to-customer business. My right hand in this unique operation is Patty Childs, also known as the Pasta Queen. In her portrait, Patty is not only hard at work making our noodles, she's also dreaming of her life beyond the kitchen. Just below the Pasta Queen is a portrait of Stacy Carlberg, who manages Sunnyside Farm with her husband Casey. Together with their dedicated staff, they raise many ingredients for our kitchen business. What doesn't come from Sunnyside comes from my friend Shauna at Oakhart Farm. She raises organic vegetables with her family just a mile away from my farm. There are days when running a farm business can feel like a gilded cage, but I would not trade my community for anything. Raising daughters to become real women who work is the greatest gift. Allowing my stepdaughter to plan family outings and activities is the best part of having a blended family. Embracing her strength as a leader comes from practicing in a loving environment. My friends raise their daughters to take risks. Watching them test their physical strength is gratifying. In climbing new heights, my friend's daughter Ava smiles so brightly because she can feel every ounce of her achievement, and it's empowering. Being a working mom does not always allow for time to fully participate in a daughter's progress. My friend Lindsay Davis Stover sacrificed time with her daughters to become a leader in our community. In this painting, I wanted to capture the precious nature of time spent on humble things like brushing hair. When she grows up, she will remember Lindsay's hands and excellent example. Bearing witness to change is not enough. Although my journey to champion women and justice began at 43, I will always be grateful for that awakening. Getting on a bus with strangers on January 21, 2017 took more courage than I expected. Thankfully, I have many friends who began that journey with me on that day. To enact change, we need to understand what isn't working. After the Women's March, I chose to focus on Ivanka Trump because she professed to be a champion of women who worked. Her portrait is a surreal psychological journey. Who is Ivanka? What does she see in the mirror? What examples did her mother set for her? What does Ivanka teach her own daughter? Marie Antoinette stands behind Ivanka in this work. What would she tell her in hindsight? One of the most famous paintings of women is Picasso's Les Demoiselles d'Avignon. My version, Les Demoiselles de la Maison Blanche, examines the women surrounding Trump. He casts a shadow over women, reducing them to empty attributes, skinny or fat, sexy or not, smart or dumb. He projects his own self-doubts. Unless someone decides to stand up to this nonsense, we will all be reduced to this echo chamber of fear. We have to have the courage to honestly question what goes on behind the curtains of power. As the investigation into Trump's administration continues, I hold hope that we will uncover the truth. We cannot allow greed and corruption to poison our democracy. An exhibit on real women who work would not be complete without these portraits of my mother, Liliana Polo. My parents gave me a solid foundation, but it was my mother, who ran her own business as a seamstress, who modeled the courage to pursue my dream of being an artist. Grazie, mamma. Thank you for visiting this exhibit of real women who work. A catalog of the show is available to order. Please see my website, nancypolo.com, for more information on my paintings and writing. Support your local artists by attending shows like this at places like the Barns of Rosehill.